Hi, and welcome to episode 11 of Red True Diaries. So, tonight I'm going to get very real. Not that I wasn't before, but alright. Today, real time scenario. I told a friend that I'm taking a step back because she lied to me and about something really important. It has to do with sexuality, and it has to do with someone that she's involved with. And to get to the point where you're lying and covering up for someone who isn't even treating you well, it's red flags, as some people say. And oftentimes we know these things and we continue to keep things the same or even regress. But my goal for myself and for other people is to progress, to evolve and grow. Being still okay, but being still and stagnant in a situation where love is not being perpetuated by your own standards. Like, come on. So that is, say, reason number 1010 as to why I am such an advocate of being, feeling, falling in love with yourself, with whatever idea of God, creator, nature you have. It is so vital because when we have a certain baseline with ourselves, it creates more of a standard to uphold with another person, to ourselves. That's what real self-love, self-respect, dignity, integrity, it's what it's all about. It's our standards. And when we allow those things to be abused or we compromise what we think is too much or what in our hearts is inappropriate, it's why truth and honor and integrity, these being real with ourselves and not just doing what we think someone else wants from us. Compromise is important. You can do that and still be honest. You can still have an honest debate. I think too often, like this friend was with me, she was afraid of someone getting mad. And I think that oftentimes people are afraid of their own emotions, especially in Western society. People want everything to be nice, especially women tend to have this issue too, with wanting things to be, nice and sweet and kind and caring and loving. I mean, I'm all about those qualities, trust me, and I think they're huge, very important rather, but we also are going to feel things like guilt and shame, as Brene Brown talks about, as well as anger and sadness. And that is okay. That's real. That's good. It's honest. Whether how you use it and what you do with it, just like sexuality too. A lot of people think that just because I talk about sex and I'm empowered and I think that orgasms are absolutely wonderful, that makes me a hoe. I am not a hoe. I am the furthest thing from a hoe there is, which, especially when it comes to work, there are many people prostituting themselves. I am not selling myself for $1. The things that I do are the things that I love to do. And one of the greatest gifts that I or you, anybody can ever give is being honest, standing your ground, being true to what you feel is your truth. That is a gift. That is a beauty. So if and when I say I love you or I kiss you, I'm doing anything, working with you, spending time with you, that is me being well aware that I do not have to. I am choosing to for one reason or another. And when someone does that to you and gives you that gift, that is priceless. Some people allow themselves to be bought, but they don't have to. So we make these choices all the time based on our judgments, what we think, what we feel, who we are, what we care to reflect to ourselves, to other people. For me, it's love, love, love in my form. And sometimes it's tough love. I get it. And that is different for every person. Oh, this gets so complicated in ways. my biggest point that I want to convey here is when you feel in love with yourself in a way, it's a yourself and from your heart, from your soul, in a way that is at harmony more often than not with the whole, that you're feeling that way. That's, say, to me, is somewhat of a decent way to gauge, because some people's ideas of what is okay and say appropriate and harmonious is a bit off, and so I know to some others I'm a bit off. But say a decent way to gauge too is I'm not harming, causing what do you like disruptive. Well, perhaps these are disruptive behaviors for some interpretations, but it's not degenerating. Well, it's funny because every word I think I'm like, well, it does degenerate in some way and not in others. So, we'll make this to be continued in terms of what are good ways to gauge what you're doing in terms of your path and what works with the whole, so that you're not doing, say, more damage. That's a good way, that you're not doing more damage than producing more good or whatever it is that you want to build. I mean, the hardest part and the people that I come across is when they say they want something to happen and they're doing these other things that are completely misaligned with what they want to happen, and they know it, and yet they still continue to do things that aren't in line with what they say they want. So that definitely, in my opinion, is counterproductive and counteractive to being in a state that is feeling in love, being in love, falling in love with life itself, with God and everything that is here now. Even if you simply have an atheist point of view and see things all as just atoms, I mean, it's pretty darn incredible. Have you studied about atoms? They're amazing. They're molecules and all. So explore for yourself, your higher self, your lower self, for all of ourselves, please. I love you. Thank you for watching. More to come.